This episode is sponsored by Shopify. Try the e-commerce platform I trust for Glossy. Sign up for your $1 a month trial period at shopify.com/happy. Open phone. Eliminate the hassle of managing work conversations from your personal phone. Get 20% off with Open Phone on your first 6 months when you sign up at openphone.com/earn. Rocket Money. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/EYH today. Saley, get an exclusive 15% off discount on Saley eSIM data plans. Go to saley.com/happy and download the Saley app and use code HAPPY at checkout. The front row held me accountable and it made me a leader. There are times in your life where you're going to want to go hard and be that leader and show up. And then there's times where you're second and third row. I had the epiphany today that in many of the places in my life, somehow I've slipped into the middle rows. Welcome back to the Earn Your Happy podcast. It's time for another quickie because there's always time to fit in inspiration. And I'm so grateful that you decided to take this little bit of time out of your day to spend with me to hopefully get you pumped up. You guys, I want to share with you some things that I have been learning about different supplements because you guys know that I have a supplement company, a beauty hydration company that is for your skin and gut. And we've been diving deep into the ingredients in our product even more because as your company grows, you just want more and more learning, understanding, research, and also thinking about what products are next, which I would love your feedback on. If you DM me, I would love to hear what you love about the product, but also what you would love in terms of innovation for another supplement. Is it a sleep supplement? Is it a colostrum supplement? Is it a collagen supplement? Like what are you really interested in, or what's something that you're taking right now but you don't love the form that it's in? Maybe you want to take it in a gummy, maybe you want to take it in a pill, maybe you want to drink it. I'm really curious to what you're all taking, what you're doing, and what's really working for you. But what would be the one thing that you would love to see? Or you can happily DM me. I can't wait to read them. But I've been diving deep into magnesium right now because we use a magnesium called Aquamin that I want to tell you about because I don't think people realize the incredible ingredients that we chose for Glossy. When people hear magnesium, we know how important it is, which I'm going to tell you about magnesium. So magnesium is one of the most vital minerals in the body. It's involved in over 300 biochemical reactions that support everything from muscle function to brain health. And here's why it's essential. It's essential because it supports your energy production. So if you've been feeling low energy, this could be a small part of the reason. Magnesium plays a key role in ATP production, which is the body's main source of energy. So it also boosts brain function and mood. It regulates neurotransmitters that affect mood, focus, and relaxation, and has been linked to reduced anxiety and better sleep, which you guys, this is why I take 2 or 3 of these when I'm traveling. I take 2 no matter what every single day. I just got back from Tampa, Florida, and it's the one thing that kept me drinking my water, kept me regular. I slept like a baby on the trip, which is so rare for me, especially with a 3-hour time change. It's responsible for muscle and nerve function, so it helps prevent muscle cramps. It supports muscle relaxation, and it's essential for nerve communication. It supports heart health and blood pressure. It supports bone strength and calcium absorption. It supports gut health. It helps move food through your digestive system, reducing bloating and helping with constipation. And magnesium can also reduce inflammation. It has anti-inflammatory properties that help combat chronic inflammation linked to aging and disease. So I think magnesium is one of the most underrated things that we can possibly be taking. It's such a simple shift. And if you're not taking Glossy, go take a different magnesium. Whenever I talk to people in different naturopaths, they're always like, make sure you're taking a magnesium. It's one of the most basic things that you can do for a really big change in your life. But I want to tell you why we chose Aquamin magnesium that is in Glossy. So Aquamin magnesium is a superior form of magnesium derived from red algae found in the pristine Icelandic waters. And unlike synthetic or lab made magnesium, Aquamin is more bioavailable. It's naturally bound to trace minerals, making it easier for your body to absorb and use compared to standard magnesium oxide or citrate. So it's sourced from whole food. So it's plant based. It's naturally occurring, meaning the body recognizes and absorbs it more efficiently. It's rich in 72 plus trace minerals. So unlike synthetic magnesium, which you're going to want to find out what yours is, Aquamin contains a full spectrum of essential trace minerals that supports bone health, gut health, and cellular function. And it's also gentle on digestion. Some magnesiums cause stomach discomfort or diarrhea. No, you've probably experienced that with some magnesiums. You're like, oh my God, if I'm going to take this, I have to be near a bathroom. But Aquamin is gentler and easier to tolerate. And it also supports skin and hydration because of its mineral rich profile. Aquamin helps maintain skin hydration and supports overall skin health from within. So, you guys, if you have been feeling tired, if you're not feeling great, if any of those things that I had mentioned are not feeling awesome, you could be magnesium deficient. So it's one of the easiest things that you can go and change and notice if you feel a difference in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But if you want to try our product with our Aquamin magnesium in it, you can go to getglowsy.com and use the code HAPPY for 25% off. And I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what you think, especially if you do a loading cycle, which is the 2 a day. I think you're going to notice a big difference. Okay, so today I want to chat with you about sitting in the middle row. So I was at a cycle class this morning where I feel like I've been getting a lot of my insights. I haven't been to regular cycle class lately. And if you guys don't know, if you followed me from like, oh my gosh, I think it's been like 5 years ago now when I lived in Los Angeles and I went to Soul Cycle 3 to 4 times a week. And I also ran a lot when I was living in Los Angeles. So I kind of had a lot of time to think. You know, there's a lot of time when you're cycling and doing something in this consistent, repetitive motion that a lot of people's brains love. And I just happen to be one of them. Like the running pattern, the cycling pattern. It's like your body is on autopilot doing something and your brain is free to kind of start thinking. But the repetitive motion and the motion of your body and getting your heart rate up and sweating and kind of pushing into a state that you're not normally in, that's going to create this opening in your brain. Like you literally change the patterns of your brain. And I think you're a lot more open to these creative thoughts and ideas. And so I used to cycle for these 3 to 4 times per week and get all of these different downloads and just thoughts and ideas. And I'm kind of back to doing it. I'm in a place where I'm doing like once a week right now. I want to get up to twice a week because I really love it for not only body, obviously, but in full transparency at this point in my life, I'm doing it for the ideas and I'm also doing it for the challenge of it. Like I need to stay in things that keep me really challenged, that push me and stay out of my comfort zone. So today I was in class and, you know, since I've been going back, I've not been choosing the front row. Like I'm not ready to do that yet. I don't feel like I'm in the shape for it yet. I don't feel like I can lead that class yet. I just feel like I'm not in front row shape. And to bring you up to date, when I would do Soul Cycle in Santa Monica, California, because I had done it for so long, you know, for years at that point, I think I did it 4 or 5 years in a row. I was always in the front row. In fact, if I couldn't get the front row, I didn't want to go. It was very rare, but I have to tell you, it was rare I didn't get the front row because I was on it. That was important for me. I wanted to make sure I got my classes in and I wanted to make sure that I was sitting in the front row and I wanted to make sure that the front row was holding me accountable. Let's talk about why I was choosing the front row. The front row held me accountable. And it made me a leader. It turned me into a leader. It took me from going to a class where I could kind of go on autopilot, not do my best, not really have to show up. The room was dark. You know, I could sit down on the bike. I didn't feel bad about it. There weren't people looking to me. I could kind of just go on autopilot. I could kind of just drift by. I wasn't trying very hard. And that's what the middle rows and the back rows allow you to do. I'm not saying that those are bad. Those are required in the beginning. They're important. They're important for if you have an injury. They're important for if you've had something traumatic happen in your life and you just need to get in the room and you just need to get in the class. They're important. They serve a purpose. There are times in your life where you're going to want to go hard and be that leader and show up. And then there's times where you're second and third row. I had the epiphany today that in many of the places in my life, somehow I've slipped into the middle rows. I've stopped making it a priority and a standard for me to choose the front row, to show up as a leader and to push and to remind myself that I can do really hard things and to make sure that my brain is trained in a way that goes for the challenge, that fucking chooses the challenge. And I noticed that I'm not choosing the challenge in certain places in my life. Now, I'm giving myself some grace because in my life, I have chosen one of the largest challenges right now, which is to have a startup along with the personal brand and a lot of other things that require my energy and attention. I don't know if me kind of having those things gives me a free pass to a lot of other things in my life to start letting those slip. I think that there is and was a place that really served me. But now I think what's happening is that because I'm choosing this way of showing up in these other things, trying to preserve energy, I think it's actually taking away my energy. I think I've backed down on taking my own advice and putting myself in really challenging rooms. It's not that I don't do it, I still do, but I don't do it as much. I don't go way out of my way to go to an event that I know is really going to challenge me or that I know I need to go really learn something new. There's some things that I would love to work on in therapy, and I haven't booked those appointments at all because I'm like, I just feel like I don't have the bandwidth and I'm preserving energy. And we can't take this all on at once. But what I want this podcast to wake you up to is where in your life are you choosing the middle or back rows and you're consistently doing it? And it's actually starting to really affect you. Maybe it is the thing affecting your energy. Maybe you're noticing that you're not that front row leader anymore in a lot more places in your life than you would like to admit. Maybe you're starting to feel like you're putting up your little white flag and saying, you know what? I just don't think I want to do this. I don't think I want to go this hard. I don't think I want this in my life anymore. And this is not about overextending yourself to the point where you're burnt out. This is about knowing what you want to choose in your life, but showing up the best leader possible in the things that you're choosing. There's always going to be things that you have to preserve some energy on, and it's always going to be cyclical. You're going to have to decide. But there are some things right now that you are choosing that you're going to choose the middle and back row forever, and it's never going to make you better. It's never going to make you better just going through the motions. And it's probably showing up in more than one area of your life. And somehow I've realized that I've settled for good in a lot of places where I used to only allow myself to be great. And while I'm giving myself grace and I can see where those were and I can see how they served a purpose, there is a point where if you are not around people that up level you and remind you of that, that you are going to lead a second row life. And if you've noticed that some things aren't going your way, maybe your business is not going the way that you want, maybe you're not feeling as fulfilled in your marriage or your friendships or your family life, it might be because you're choosing the second row decision. And we can't up level this all at once. But what I want today's podcast to do is to just bring an awareness to where you want to be first row, to where you want to be good, to where you want to be a leader. Because in life, it does not recognize the second and third row. It's not going to reward you in the way that you may want in your head. So there might be a miss. And I'm telling you, the miss of the middle is one of the most painful places because you're not deciding to settle and just let go and let whatever happen. And you're not yet choosing the front, even though you want it. So you're in a constant fucking battle with yourself every day. The start of a new year is the perfect time to get organized. If you hadn't heard, listening to this podcast, organized is actually my word of the year. So it's all about getting organized, setting goals, and prioritizing what matters most. And for me, a top priority is my financial wellness. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel super achievable because they show me all of my subscriptions right in one place. And they help me easily cancel ones that I forgot that I've been paying for. Rocket Money also pulls together all of my spending across all of my different accounts so I can clearly track my spending habits and see where I can cut back. You guys, I download so many different apps for editing, video editing, photo editing because of all we do with Glossy and our personal brands. And I had completely forgotten that I signed up for like 5 of these. So I'm so grateful for Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/EYH today. That's rocketmoney.com/EYH, rocketmoney.com/EYH. If you're someone who travels all the time and has to stay connected, let me tell you about Saily. Saily is a new eSIM service app, and you can choose from several affordable eSIM plans in over 190 countries and 8 regions. With Saily eSIM, you'll always have a connection when you need. And if you've ever been lost abroad or really needed internet with no Wi-Fi in sight, you'll understand what a difference a local SIM card can make. With Saily, you only have to download once. You get affordable prices, global and regional plans. You can avoid scams, protect your privacy, stay connected, and have 24/7 chat support, along with a full refund if your device isn't eSIM compatible. Get an exclusive 15% off discount on Saily eSIM data plans. Go to saily.com/earnhappy. Download the Saily app and use code EARNHAPPY at checkout. That's EARNHAPPY at checkout at saily.com. I'd rather decide where I want to be front row, choose the front row, and fail in the front row until I can get it, right? And hold myself to that place of that front row where I'm going to have to show up for other people. But that's where people get scared, is because there's accountability in the front row. There's failure in the front row. There's public failure in the front row. You know, Chris and I were just talking in bed last night. We both have startups, and just a stressful place right now, in which I think they kind of always are. It's business, right? And you have a lot of people relying on you, and you have a lot of people looking to you to succeed. And we were in bed just talking about how you don't get to turn that off. Like, you don't get to just decide, like, oh, I think I'm done with this. I can't do it anymore. And also, if you did choose that, how freaking unhappy we would be, because we need things that challenge us. We want to be that leader. We want to be that person that puts our hat in the ring for the bigger dream. And not only do we want to be, you know, for us, we want to be that for other people. And if you really want to lead, you actually have to lead in public, and you have to fail. Like, the big discussion was around the fact that a lot of people who used to, you know, have startups in the past, yes, like, their team would know they were failing. Maybe their investors may know, may or may not know, but now it's not just that, it's publicly. Like, we have an online presence, we have brands. Like, if you're not doing well in certain areas, you have to give it all you got to keep showing up as a leader in these places, even when you feel beat down. And I know that I'm talking to you guys because we all are public facing now for the most part. We all are these public brands. And it's one of the most challenging things that we can do, is to let it be okay to go through your highs and lows publicly. Like, that is otherworldly, next level shit that we are all dealing with. So, one of the things I want to start talking about more frequently is what this journey really looks like, so that you know you're not alone and that you have to swing and miss. Like, think of a baseball player. The ones who do the best and do the most home runs are also the ones with the most misses. We have to be willing to let ourselves miss in order to win. And that just has to be a part of who we are. So, you guys, I'm sending you so much love. I hope that this helps. Keep punching, keep swinging, keep going, because the only other option is the back row, and it keeps you staring at the front row. which is not the place that I want to be. I want to be up front. I want to be leading. I want to be paving the way. And I want that clear vision on life. I'm sending you so much love, you guys. And until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone.